For Jethro, I have a vintage German razor here, and I've already set a bevel on a 1K king. I have this middle stone here that is going to lead up to this finishing stone, and so I'm going to go through a quick little process here. This stone I've been soaking. It's a little bit softer, so it did absorb some water. So these are just one directional X strokes, basically. I did 10, now I'm doing 5 per side, and 3, 2, and finally 1. Okay, so I've looked at the scratch pattern already under my microscope from the stone, and it did leave, or it did erase about 75% of the 1K stones, or 1K scratches. Okay, next I'll pull out the finishing stone here, and I'm going to raise a slurry using a worn out diamond Atma plate. This is a fairly hard stone, and you can see the slurry. It's a little bit stingy to give up a slurry here. Okay, so we have not a lot of slurry, and I'm going to use the axe method, which is just a stroke progression. On these strokes, I run my finger along the spine, which helps distribute the pressure out to the blade. Okay, that was 10. That was also 10. I'm using a moderate pressure on the blade. 5. 2. And 1. Okay, I want to preserve that slurry. Next, I have a leather strop. It's just a clean horsehide strop, no paste or sprays. So I'm going to do 20 strokes on that. Rinse off the blade and dry it. Okay, I'm going to back to the stone here. So I did 21 strokes total before on each side. I'm going to do another 21. Okay, that was 10. So that was 21. So we're at a total of 42 now. Rinse off the blade and dry it, and I'm going to strop it one more time, another 20 strokes. Okay, we'll see what kind of hanging hair test results we get here. Okay, that was 3. It came over to the other side here. That was between a 3 and a 4. And that was closer to a 4. For some reason my stroke leaves the heel pretty darn sharp, and the toes a little bit less. That came back on my finger, so that's a 3 or maybe a 2. And that was a solid 3, and that's closer to a 4. Now I found that that was bordering 5 right there. It was relatively silent. I found that with 2 pieces of tape on the spine and with the stone underwater, running water preferably, but you can use a water bath. So you rinse the stone off, and with about, I do 35 strokes, or even just 25. It's a little awkward. Under a running tap, it's much easier. And then about 16. And then 8. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Okay, this is a crude way of doing it with a pond of water. Definitely the running tap water under the sink is much easier to do. Okay, so I'm going to dry off the blade and back to the strop for 20 strokes. And I have more hair. Let me get this out of the way. There's another piece. Okay, that was silent. And that was too. They're popping a little bit, so they're closer to 4. But these are really strong 4s, and the numerical difference between a 5 and a 4 is small, but this is going to be a dynamite razor to shave with. And I did it all within a 9-minute period and with a minimum number of strokes, and that's about as best I can do.